Welcome back to another episode of TVGP's Game Club. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpear.
Howdy, playing it on my cellular device. Thank you very much, Boston, for forgetting that section.
I totally did. I'm worried about the next recording, that's why. And Musum.
Hello, playing on Switch.
I am also playing on Switch. We're playing Baba Is You this past month. Baba is us, Baba is you. Let's go through the all the details here.
Just before we do,
Sure.
because if you're listening to the audio version of this, I need some clarification on this.
Yeah.
Musum, was that reaction because I'm playing on a cell phone?
Which we're at. Did I give you a
lean
weird
back
look?
shocked.
Oh.
Like, ooh.
It was shocking. It was shocking, and no disrespect to any cell phone players. It is not my platform of choice, and I don't know why you would choose it. But that is
Because
my
I
own
don't have a
ignorance.
Switch.
Don't let my negativity enjoy your convenience, or
Right.
deter from your convenience.
I don't have a Switch, and it was half the price on sale.
Nice.
That's
well.
why I'm playing it on a cell phone.
There you
You
go.
really don't need much controls for it anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
The game was released March 13th, 2019, and released on mobile on June 22nd, 2021. Published and developed by Hemply, aka RVA Taikari. Came out on PC, Linux, OS X, Switch, iOS, and Android. Time travel here. Metacritic was 87. OpenCritic was 84. Appears for the release date: The Division 2, Sekiro, Tropico 6, and Dead or Alive 6.
So at least it didn't clash with anything. At least it wasn't like here is like 4 first-person shooters.
Yeah, here's Undertale. It's like, whoop, okay. Question we ask every month: was this game top of the pile, middle of the pack, or overlooked?
Oh, I felt like this was top of the pile. No one
Yeah.
was sure about this game when it first came out.
Yeah, ditto. I think it hit at the right time for everyone to be like, Baba's you, let's go.
Yeah, I heard like
Mhm.
Gersman talked about it like seemed like every podcast for a minute.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
Yep.
Well, how about we talk about this game then? Quick note here, if anyone's listening. Normally, on these episodes, we do our best, give the old college try to finish every game we do. We really do our best. For games like this, puzzle games, that's not really the standing rule. So I'm going to safely assume that none of us completed all 160-something levels.
You are correct.
Yeah,
Perfect.
nowhere near
So
that.
Unfortunately, didn't either. Although, it would. One of the benefits of this game is, man, if you're looking to just spend a couple of bucks and play something a little bit for a couple of months, Bob Is You is the game that's going to be there for you for a real long time.
Yeah, I will probably still be playing this in 6 months.
Yeah, we'll ask the Wii Roguelike a question of, are you still going to be playing this? I made it to the third area, so the one right after the submerged ruins.
Same, I think.
Yeah.
I did not. I made it to the second area. And,
Okay.
I think I spent 2 weeks like going between different puzzles in either the extra levels or the second. Like I got like, I don't know, 3 or 4 nodes into the second area, and I just could not fathom. Like I was even doing okay, I'm just going to try and combine everything.
Right.
In every possible thing and see if something like loosens up in my brain on what can happen here, and I could not figure it out.
Yeah, that second area was it's a real big sort of logic leap, especially when you realize you can attach in like at 90 degrees you can attach 2 verbs to 1 noun.
Yep.
Once I realized that, I was just like, oh my god. What have you done?
Well, dang.
Uh-oh.
Did I just solve one
I was gonna
puzzle for
say,
you?
I'm seeing light bulbs from you from here.
Ding, ding, ding.
If they'd included that in the instructions, I might have got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my
Oh,
Switch
so-
real quick. Be right back.
Maybe I will
So
play
you-
the game again.
Yeah.
So the best example is you can go, Baba is you, and underneath it, win, and then you immediately win the level.
Yeah.
That I did.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain I did something similar to that, actually. But I don't remember which one. Like, I brought my Switch with me, but, I mean, no one wants to listen to me. Oh, well, what's on this level?
Yeah.
I know you do that voice, and you might have a stream hit on your
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, hi. Welcome to my... This is not... Don't encourage me to do voices. I'm real bad at it. No one likes it.
It's better than me doing accents, let me tell you that.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I liked this game a whole lot. I feel like part of it is because my brain works this way. It feels very much to me like stretching my brain in the same way that programming does. In that kind of unexplainable where like, yeah, my brain does that. Sure, let me mess around with all these variables and stuff like that. And I think Baba Is You really elegantly teaches you its rules by giving you certain things to play with and removing certain other things, like stuff that's always in the corners of the screen. That stuff's always going to be like, you're probably not going to deal with that unless you can connect two verbs to one noun. But most of the time, you're not going to do that anyway. But man, I there's something about this that really... I like a lot of puzzle games, and I especially like this one where it's sort of like, okay, let me poke with all these variables. Let me kind of mess with, like, one of the ones in, I think it was the second area that I really liked, is where they introduced the verb float to you. And I think it's not the first puzzle, but I think it's the second one, where everything, including Baba, is floating, except for the flag.
And you have to figure out how to stop that and still make it through the level.
Yeah, and it's like, how I solved that was stopping Baba from floating, and then Baba walked underneath all of the stuff, like the hot river and the skulls and all that stuff, and just waltzed right over to the flag. And I was like, all right, man, like, solving these puzzles feel really good, and not solving these puzzles feels like one of the most frustrating things until you get it, and you're like, yes, I'm a genius. There it is. Greatest man alive.
I liked how a lot of them felt like they could have multiple solutions to them.
Yes.
I've had people say that they have solved a lot of these in different ways. Like, I've had many discussions on podcasts where people have said, like, oh yeah, this level I did this, and then somebody else was like, really? I didn't see that solution. I did it this way instead.
Right, someone's like, I just turned into the door and just walked on the flag. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah. I did a lot of transforming whoever I was and getting to the win, and then I also did a lot of duplicating and trying to track multiple characters on the screen at the time. But that was a little bit too much for my brain, though. Like, each new level where I think I have to do that in a more complicated fashion, like, I stop myself.
Right.
Like, it can't be this hard. There's got to be
I can't transform into everything. Yeah. What were you going to say, Moon?
So the big thing with me when it comes to this kind of games is I have to think in a certain way. Like you said, Boston, like some people just are in that state of mind permanently. It doesn't surprise me that you're one of those people.
Right.
For me, I have to bash my head against a wall a couple of times before I can start basically put my head into that headspace. So it's the same with games like, what was the Sherlock Holmes kind of game, except it's not Sherlock Holmes on the DS.
Hotel Dusk?
No, the charming
Professor
dude
Layton.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything like that, anything like Phoenix Wright.
Right.
Any lateral thinking game, I have to like switch the way my brain thinks and start thinking laterally rather than just in a straight line. And that is something I do struggle with, is getting into that state. Once I'm in that state of mind, I'll blow through like 6 levels and then just be like, cool, I'm done for the day. And then I'll come back tomorrow, it's like, crap, I lost it.
You gotta take that time to like switch all the train tracks in your brain.
It's really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just was not like the first area. I kind of blew through all of it except for the extra levels. I don't think I solved a single extra level.
Oh man, they're so hard.
Yeah, like the first area made a lot of sense to me, and
Yep.
then the second area is when I started stumbling. So that's,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, the couple programming courses I took in my past got me through that first area.
Well, I feel like the second area, he's really pushing you to like play with the space a lot more, and there's a lot of like, well, what if there's one of the ones in the second level where I couldn't figure out how to get like over a river or beyond some skulls or something, so I pushed like 4 pillars between myself and then like all the way over till they sat on top of the flag, and then I turned myself into a pillar, which then picked up the flag. And I was just like, okay, like okay, you can transmute yourself into other things. Okay, that's so. I guess I sort of learned a lesson here. That's interesting. I feel like it's understandable why people wouldn't click with this game, and I'm not sure I clicked with it 100% of the time I was playing it, but poking around and finding that solution always felt pretty good.
Yeah, and like for me, it was always about like like testing everything out first. Like for whatever reason, I would sit there and push every object and do everything like that first, and then go back and be like, okay, now I know what my boundaries are.
Exactly.
How can I work within those boundaries to actually, figure out the solution to this problem?
Now that you know all the variables, now you can figure out the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And as a quick aside, how was the... Actually, no, Musum, you go first.
What I was going to say a minute ago. Well, let's see if I remember. Oh yeah, I was just going to comment. I really appreciated them giving you a reverse button.
Yes.
And
yes.
I also appreciated how quickly it would transition between whatever level you were doing in the map. Like,
yes,
there's, I like how the game just focused its kind of tension and brain busting entirely on the puzzles, and everything else, like, they just tried to make as smooth as possible.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Like, that game would be intolerable if it did not have a rewind button.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just have to restart it all the time. No thanks.
How were the controls for you guys?
They were great. I mostly used the D-pad, and like I think all of the buttons on the face of the controller. No, the A button I think like was essentially like a wait button, where it's like if something's moving, you just hit the A button and they'll keep pathing. But all the other buttons on the face, I think, were to rewind, and then one of the shoulder buttons was to restart the level. And I think that was about it.
Okay. So, on mobile phone devices, it's very much just swipe controls. So swipe up, down, left, right. Rewind was a double touch and pull downwards. So 2 fingers downwards was a rewind.
Okay.
And a press and hold was the wait. Which
okay.
The only complaint I have is that wait moves so quickly.
Yes.
Like it's like, because you have to hold it on the phone screen, and it's just like, no, that's too quick. I've already missed my chance to do what I wanted to do. Time to rewind and wait again.
Right.
That is true. Like, I did find the buttons a little bit sensitive, particularly on movement. Like, if I want to move exactly one square, I did not always exactly move one square.
Yeah. I gotta say, I like the music a lot. I didn't listen to it a whole bunch, but kind of in new areas, I would check it out for a little bit. But it's the same thing with puzzle games. You're gonna listen to it for a little bit, and then be like, and I'm done with that. Okay. This is very good, but I'm hearing it forever. And graphically, I like the style a lot. It has a very distinct style, and I thought it was I liked all of it. Thought it was good.
Yeah,
it's one of those cool games that I probably would never have played if not for this podcast.
Yeah,
100% the same.
Yeah. Do we have anything, I guess, other than the difficulty that we had a negative with? This
I
one's...
didn't.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't even say it was difficult, to be completely honest.
Yeah. It's challenging,
It's
to be sure.
it's a puzzle game. It's kind of
Yeah.
designed to, it's
Right.
designed to make you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I have a complaint of I don't know how I was supposed to figure out the 90-degree thing, but
Right.
evidently you guys did, so it may just be alone in that.
Well, a lot of mine was like pushing words together until they lit up, and like when they light up, like when is and your verb lights up, then it's gonna do something, and it was like, oh, okay, I wonder if I can. Like my first thought was like, Baba is you is flag, or like is win. And I was like, wow, well that didn't work. Let me try Baba is you, and then Baba is win, and then that worked, and I was like, oh, that's a nightmare new discovery I've figured out. All right, cool.
Actually, now that you've said it that way, it makes complete sense. I was doing it backwards in my head. I was like, I don't know how that works. Like I did like cross solutions, but I didn't do any.
Yes.
Oh,
I don't
interesting.
think I did any 90-degree solutions.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So you did the cross, not the sentence.
Right.
Yeah, so I did a cross. I definitely did a sentence or two.
Right.
But I did not do a 90-degree.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah.
That might be wrong. I don't
The interesting thing about this game is that all three of those things do different things, which is like a really cool but kind of maddening thing sometimes, where you're like, I know what I want this chain of events to do, but how do I manipulate all of my verbs and whatnot to make that work?
I did get the syntax like reversed like most of the time. Like
I did sometimes too, yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I'm trying to do this thing with a rock. Why am I a rock now? Wait, I didn't want to... Oh, okay. All right, I got that wrong. Yeah, I feel like this is one of those rare games where I don't think I have anything bad to say about it. Like, it is... One person made a game that seemed to be exactly the thing they wanted to make, and it works perfectly, and it's challenging, and I'll probably play a little bit of it every once in a while, and I wish it was on more platforms.
Yeah, it's small enough right now. Like, for the record, everybody, I'm playing on a Pixel 6, which is my cell device of choice. Like, it's small enough that it doesn't take much space. It can sit on my phone forever, and then if I'm ever in the bathroom or anything like that, I can just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna give this a run, like sitting there waiting for an appointment.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoyed it, but I think the only reason I'd turn it on is if I can make some more solutions out of this 90-degree thing. Otherwise, I may never turn it on again.
Yeah.
Like I don't hate it by any means. Like it definitely like seems like a very well crafted and well thought out game, and I think it deserves a lot of the critical praise it's gotten. I've just come to peace with myself that I just don't like every game type out there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's okay. Like I said earlier, like I totally understand if people don't like this game, or they don't click with it, or they don't play it for super long. Like it's not like this, you have to play this game, this is the must play best game of all time. It's like, it's really good, and if it clicks with you, great. If it doesn't, that's cool, you give it a shot. That's a great part about Game Club, is sort of like, we're gonna give all these games a shot, and if they click with us, cool, and if it doesn't, that's alright too.
I was also thinking about, like, while I was playing it from, like, I don't know much about programming, but it seems to me like when the programmers started this game, they said, what if everything on the screen was a variable?
Yes.
You could redefine.
Very much so, yeah. And my brain just did, like, a happy backflip, and it's like, yes, what if?
Like, I wonder how much of a pain that was to do. Like, or if it wasn't a pain because of that. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts here on Bob As You? Sounds like
it's
2 thumbs up.
It's a good, it's a good game. Definitely worth your time. Like I said, it was like half price on mobile. So if you're not averse to playing it that way, give it a shot.
Yep.
Yeah. It's hard to go wrong if you're looking for a puzzle game and you have a few bucks. So
yeah. All right, let's talk about our next game. We're going to play last year's Sable. Sable came out on Xbox One, Series X and S, and the PC is currently on Game Pass at the time of this recording. We're going to play this kind of cool, no-combat, open-world sort of thing that I think I played maybe an hour of and went, this game's pretty cool, and then haven't gotten back to it yet. So, yay, Game Club. Yeah, so next month we're going to be playing Sable. We hope you'll join us then. We'll see you next month. Bye.
Bye.
All right.